Hey everyone. So today I was feeling a little funky, so I thought we'd review the new Hiatus Kaiyote album, Love Heart Cheat Code. So this is the fourth studio album by the Australian psychedelic soul, funk, and jazz band Hiatus Kaiyote. They have a lot of subgenres that they be classified in, which is cause for genre hopping, not really being able to stick to one thing, which is fine in this case of it because it all kind of webs into each other a bit. But this album is another one being released under Brainfeeder Records, which has hosted artists such as Thundercat, who I'm a big fan of in it. And in their last outing, they released Mood Valiant, which it just kind of implemented this alternative R&B sound, and it was generally well received. I decently liked it. It wasn't my favorite album, but it was decent overall. But this album is just incredibly fun to listen to. Its 36-minute runtime was it just felt like it just went by fast. That's the only thing I'd say is I wish it had more because they use it all so well. Every second of it is used perfectly in it. And I've always been the kind of fan of the singer Napalm, I believe that's how you pronounce it. Her vocals, as I feel like, is very good homage to all these soul singers and that stuff of it. She does very good with these harmonies, and it blends well throughout the album with the instruments, the band members. Everyone in it is very good. And just, I think the first moment I can really say of this being just a wow with this album was the second song on the album and one of the singles, Telescope, which her voice just meshes well with these like fast-paced drums and keys. Like, just super impressive. Just the fast pace of it and the background thing of it just amplify her voice so much. And I thought this was very funny when I was listening to it the first time. There is like this 30-second little track that's called BMO is Beautiful, which features Nikki Young on vocals, who, if you don't know, voices BMO from Adventure Time. And I know it's only 30 seconds, but it was very fun to listen to. I very much enjoyed it. And then there's, after it, there's this very, groove-oriented track called Everything's Beautiful, which just makes me truly believe in that statement. And honestly, just the vibe of it is, just dancing in the streets at night, just very, very just, the energy behind it is amazing, just very dance-oriented. I enjoyed that song a lot. And then the title track of the album, Love Heart Cheat Code, is this fun and catchy song. The chorus is a little repetitive with just the title of the song kind of getting repeated. But I overall enjoyed it. I thought it was very memorable, and I enjoyed this jazz-oriented drum and kind of bass grooves just throughout it. And I don't know, I don't know, something about her voice on the song was very fun. Sometimes repetition just works very well in albums, and sometimes it doesn't, but this time is one of those where it worked very well. But just to also put it as this, of some of their other albums I wasn't really a fan of for how similar everything sounded on it. That's usually something I'm not the biggest fan of. But this album is just not one note, as it feels like it's constantly changing up, but also remaining similar into it, going with this whole flow. The one song on this album that absolutely was jaw-dropping on it in a good way was called Cinnamon Girl, which the instrumentation on it is fuzzy. It just is vibrating your brain with how crazy it is. These neo-soul inspired vocals that are just incredible. I just don't know. There was nothing else like that on this album. Just the instruments in general, I can't say enough throughout this album, as I feel like that they are heavily underrated through it. This song, it's amazing what they do, and I just enjoyed every moment of it. The energy behind it was fast, it was in your face, it was brash, it was the energy behind it, so much emotion behind it, packed into it, just incredible. I enjoyed it heavily. This entire album of that was probably my favorite song, was Cinnamon Girl. I don't know, I just really liked it, how it was a huge shift, and putting it near the end of the album was a very smart choice. Just overall, I really enjoyed this album, probably my favorite album by them, if I'm being honest, as I think they really came together for this tight, cohesive, just album. Just, I believe I don't remember how many songs on it, but it's about 36 minutes long, which I know, which so that way it isn't too like crazy with like runtime of it where it's not dragging out. They use every second properly in this album, which is hard to do right now for music of it, as I'm noticing a lot of albums. Yeah, they have some good songs on there, but they just drag them out like shut up at a certain point. But overall, I really enjoyed it. This was a very fun experience. I enjoyed all the songs on here. As I said with it, they used the time very well of it. Honestly, as much as I do like the time, this is sometimes where I just want more of it, and I hope they do kind of continue this because this like jazz funk style that they do is I always enjoy it, which is why I'm feeling a 9 for this album. I enjoyed it heavily. It was very fun. It's just it's just overall I enjoyed it. Let me know what you think. Did you like this album? Did you not like this album? Tell me why. But that's gonna be it for today. Bye.